Hello and welcome to another rendition of Math is Easy. Hey, take it step by step. So in review, when you're solving for a variable x, y, z, you want to go and use the reverse order of operation. You want to do subtracting and adding inverse operation first. You want to divide and multiply inverse second. Then you can focus on the exponents and the parentheses. Remember, this is what you're going to use when you are solving for a variable. Now, if you are looking to simplify or to check your answers, you are going to use the PEMDAS order of operations. You're going to work on your parentheses first, simplify those first. You're going to simplify the exponents next. Then you would multiply and divide. And finally, you would add and subtract. Again, that's for simplifying. And I go over this when we check our answers as well. But when you're solving for a variable, you want to use that reverse order. And so when we're talking about inverse, we're talking about opposite operations. And since it's two steps, we'll be using two of these operations in order to solve and free up that variable. And so let's go ahead and just get started. And now you can see here, again, use the inverse operations and follow inverse of adding or subtracting first. Then the inverse of dividing or multiplying. Then third, you can focus on the exponents, and then finally the parentheses. And so you want to go in that order there. And here we go. We have x to the second power minus 3 equals 1. And so first inverse operation I want to focus on is doing the opposite of adding or subtracting. Can I do that here? I absolutely can. What is the opposite of subtracting 3? And right here, you follow the arrow. The inverse operation is adding 3. What I do to the left side of the equal sign, I have to do to the right side. And again, I'm doing this because I want to get this x all by itself. There's two terms I need to eliminate. I need to eliminate that the negative 3 by doing the inverse of a positive 3. And then I got to get rid of that exponential value to the power of 2. And those are the two operations I'm going to work on. Inverse operations. So it's the opposite of subtracting 3 again, is adding 3 to both sides of the equal sign. 3 minus 3 is 0. I'm left with x squared equals 1 plus 3 is 4. If you follow that arrow, you can see here in the next step what we got. I'm just rewriting my simplified term from the previous step here. X squared equals 4. So I'm getting closer and closer to get that x all by itself. Not quite there yet, but I'm getting close. Now I want to, in following this here, I've done the opposite of adding or subtracting. That was the first step. Now my second step is going to be one of these four. Can I do the inverse of multiplying or subtracting here? No, there's nothing there. Can I do the inverse of the opposite of the exponent? I absolutely can. I want to free that x up from that exponent. What's the opposite of the inverse? It's the square root. I'm going to take a square root not only to the terms on the left side, but also the terms on the right side. So let me show you what that looks like here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, I'm going to show both of these steps here together. So the opposite of the power of 2 is the square root. What I do to the left side, I'm going to do to the right side. Okay, I'm simplifying this x to the second power, which just simply means x times x. And of course, 4 is a perfect square, 2 times 2. Now I need a perfect pair to pull one value out. I have two x's. That's a perfect pair. I can pull one x out, and then there's nothing inside the radical. It disappears. I have two pairs of, I have a pair of twos, two twos. I can pull out 1, 2, and the radical disappears. X equals 2. Now I want to go to that original problem. X squared minus 3 equals 1. And I'm going to substitute what I feel X equals. And that's how I'm going to check and make sure I have the correct answer. So I'm going to show you these steps here. X equals 2. So where that X was in the original problem, I'm going to substitute what I feel the value of X is. And that X is supposed to equal 2. So I'm going to substitute a 2 for that X. And there are no other X's in the original problem, so I can stop right there with my substitution. Now I'm going to follow the order of operations to simplify first. Is there anything I can do? Remember PEMDAS. Is there anything I can do inside the parentheses? No. Next would be simplifying exponents, and I can. I can simplify this exponent. 2 squared is 2 times 2. Next in the order of operations, can I multiply or divide? I can. I can multiply 2 times 2. And then this next step, I'm going to show you 2 times 2 is 4. And following the order of operations, add or subtract is the last step. I can subtract 4 minus 3 equals 1. Does 1 equal 1? Is that a true statement? It absolutely is true. X has got to equal 2 for this particular problem. And so thank you for joining me. I hope this is making math a little easier for you, because math is easy step by step. Thanks for joining me.